Hello there, this is Gab, and in this video I'm going to show you how to work with layers and selections. Photoshop actually works in a form of layers. Whenever you add objects in your canvas, they are actually in layers. So to start understanding about layers, we are going to create them first. So to create it, make sure you have the layer panel window just like this one, and whenever you don't find it, just press F7 to hide it or to show it. Okay, and to create a new layer, just press this icon which says create a new layer, or you may use the shortcut key Ctrl Shift plus N. Okay, so it will pop up a new window and we'll just leave it as it is, and it will be the name of the layer. So in this layer, it is what we call an empty layer, so meaning there are no objects on it. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some objects on this layer. So for that, for us to add objects to that layer, we'll use the elliptical marquee tool, or we'll just simply use M. Okay, and to use the marquee, you just have to click and drag until it becomes the shape that you want, whether it is this one or a kind of this one. But if you want to create a perfect circle selection, you may press the shift key to make it perfect. Okay, and if you are done, just let go of the mouse. So it is now our selection, and the next thing we are going to do is fill the selection with a color. And now it depends on what will be the color of your foreground, and currently the color of our foreground is color blue. So we can leave it as it is, and to fill this selection with color, all we need to do is press Alt backspace. There you go. Then the next thing we are going to do is deselect the selection, meaning we are going to remove the selection because we don't need it anymore. So we'll press Ctrl D. So this shape belongs now to a single layer, and if you want to move this object, make sure you swap the current tool to move tool, and currently it is using the marquee tool, so I won't be able to move this object unless I press V. So whenever I click the V, I can now move this layer. Now normally if you want to add another object, it should be a different layer from this object. Most common error for beginners in Photoshop is that they forgot to add a new layer whenever they want to add a new object. It goes like this. They choose another selection, and let's say choose a new color. By the way, you can choose color by clicking this one and select a color in this box. You can also change the ranges of colors. Then click here because this will be the final selection of the color, and this one is just the ranges of color. So if I want green, I should select it here. Then okay, if I want a dark green, I should be selecting somewhere here. Okay, so let's say we'll use green for now. And then we have now this color green foreground color. Then the next thing we need to do is fill this selection with a color and pressing Alt backspace. Okay, so Alt backspace meaning it's a fill using the color of the foreground. So we need to remove the selection by pressing Ctrl D. And the wrong thing about this one is the blue circle and the green circle belongs to a single layer. So whenever I move the blue circle, it goes with the green circle. So you cannot really move the green separated from the blue. So what you're going to do is we are going to undo our action by pressing Ctrl Alt Z, and right before we fill the color, you may create another layer for the green circle, and by doing that you need to press Alt plus backspace. So there you go, we need to remove the selection, so you can now move the layers independently. And also layers works like a sheets. Whatever whichever is above will be at the top. So whenever I want the blue to be at the top, I will simply select that layer, then move it up. Okay, so that's it. So you can also duplicate the layer for more convenience. And to do that, you need to press Alt, then drag the layer you want to duplicate. And you can also notice that the cursor becomes black and white whenever I press the Alt key. So press the Alt key, then drag the layer, and it was now being duplicated. It works the same thing for the blue circle. So press the Alt, drag, and that's it. You can now duplicate the layer. So you can also delete the layer by pressing the delete key. And the selection, the creating of object using the selection does not only work for rectangular marquee and elliptical marquee. It also works for tools that are also what we call selection tools. Some selection tools are rectangular marquee, elliptical marquee, lasso, polygonal, and magnetic. They all belong to selection tools. The same thing for quick selection tool and magic wand, which we are going to use on the later video. So how does lasso work? So lasso works like this. It's actually a freehand way of making a selection. So to create a new shape, you just have to create a new layer, Alt backspace for filling the selection with color. And as for polygonal lasso, from its word polygon, now lasso, it works like a polygon. So all you need to do is click, 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 and till it becomes the shape that you want. And whenever you want to fill this one with color, all you have to do is create a new layer by pressing Ctrl Shift N, then choose the color that you want in the foreground, then look for the color that you want, then press Alt backspace. So don't forget to press Ctrl D to deselect, then go back again to the move tool so that you can move this around, or we can just simply use V. So there you go. Okay, so that's for the layers and selections, and we'll work with the layer styles in the next video.